अस्सलामु अलैकुम वरहमतुल्लाहि वबरकातुहू। नहमदुहु व नुसल्ली अला रसूलिहिल करीम, अम्मा बाद, फ़अऊज़ु बिल्लाहि मिनश शैतानिर रजीम, बिस्मिल्लाहिर रहमानिर रहीम। रब्बि इश्रह ली सदरी व यस्सिर ली अमरी वहलुल उक़दतम मिन लिसानी यफ़क़हू क़ौली। The topic that I have today is a topic which probably whenever we have a conference or a seminar or a summit where people want to talk about women right, this is the topic which just simply erupts. हर कोई इसके बारे में बात करना चाहता है. Women in Islam, whether they are oppressed or they are blessed. How would we define these two terms? Oppression, prolonged, cruel or unjust treatment or control. I'm sure many of women would say, बिल्कुल ठीक, यही होता है हमारे साथ, हमें ऐसे ही ट्रीट किया जाता है. The definition of blessed, holy. अच्छा, if you look at the difference between these two terms, blessed को देख के लगता ये है कोई intangible सी चीज है, something cloudy in the air. And oppression जो है ना, tangible, सामने नजर आ रही है, the torture, the trauma women go through. Basically, the moment we think of oppression, we come up with all these images in our mind. किसी को ख्वाब आते हैं, कोई आर्टिकल लिखता है, कोई ड्रामा बनाता है, कोई फिल्म बनाता है, कोई इन नामों से NGO खोलता है, and they feel, yes, we have done the job. And then the moment I go somewhere and I want to talk about this topic, so I get a list of questions. सुनिए, ये बता दीजिएगा कि वो कुरान में औरतों को मारने के लिए क्यों कहा गया है? अच्छा, ये बड़ी अनफेयर बात है भाई. How come one man's testimony is equal to two women? That's what a woman would tell me. मर्द उसको क्या पता है, बेवकूफ, घर के भी काम नहीं सही करता, ग्रोसरी लिस्ट हो वो भी ठीक नहीं लाता, मुझसे ले टेस्टिमनी, मैं के लिए काफी हूं. I match the wits of so many men. Sharia, Sharia, why Sharia? And now we have another hot topic, this nasty bill. क्या करें? Listen, these are the questions which we ask, we get the answers, we are not ready for them. Why? Because we are not looking into the basic problem. We are not identifying masla kidhar hai. As a doctor, when a patient comes to me and keeps complaining, यहाँ दर्द है, तो समझ आ जाती है दर्द कहाँ है. With the test, with investigations. So you will not get these answers, or you will not be satisfied with these answers unless and until आप सारी investigation कराएं. So आज हम investigation पे जाएंगे. हमारा मसला क्या है? Men, they just want to boss women. मेरे काबू में आ जाए. And women, what do they want to do? They are looking around for some sort of feminist movement. Women rights. ये program अच्छा है. So ultimately, we are into an age of conceptual identity crisis. Teenage crisis सुना था और उनके मसलों को देखा था. लेकिन as a Muslim ummah, with the gender issues, we face this. हमारे कॉन्सेप्ट्स में ही प्रॉब्लम है. Let's look beyond the stereotype. Let's try to analyze different situations. And this is what I want all the women over here to understand. Whether our religion oppresses us or it is a big blessing for us. I'm going to give you certain profiles and I want you to think about those profiles. And you also have to look into the reasons why you feel she is blessed or oppressed. Rich lady running her business, family business. Her family is very liberal outlook and they allowed her to run the family business. And while she is running the family business, she come across this guy much younger than her. She marries him. But this guy suddenly brings in some of his relatives. साथ रखना शुरू कर दिया. बीवी से कहा बिजनेस मैं रन कर लेता हूं. उसके बाद उसका स्टाइल चेंज होना शुरू हो गया. He was a different man, aloof. बीवी के पास नहीं इतनी देर रह रहा, बच्चे हो रहे हैं, She's looking after domestic things, and suddenly he emotionally tells her कि ये हम किसी वेलफेयर प्रोजेक्ट में सारा पैसा देते हैं. सारा बिजनेस खत्म. From running a lavish lifestyle, they came down to zero. So much so कि खाना नहीं है घर में. And this woman, she is totally miserable. She never thought this could happen to her. उसने सोचा मेरे साथ कितना बड़ा धोखा हुआ. मैं कितनी अच्छी जिंदगी गुजार रही थी. And I could have lived very nicely. She is oppressed, isn't she? But let me take you back in time to another lady. And this businesswoman of her time, Hazrat Khadija Radhiyallahu anha, she was running a successful business, family business of her father. She wouldn't actually go on business expeditions herself, but she would hire the managers. She had a keen eye, and she picked Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. After that, she married him, and they had been married for good 25 years. And Hazrat Khadija, after marriage, was very happy, lived nicely. In initial years, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam brought in Hazrat Ali Radhiyallahu anhu as well in the home. 6 बच्चे अपने, Hazrat Ali भी, और अच्छी तरह रह रहे हैं. And suddenly Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam has this need. He goes up Mount Hira. There are stories in Seerah where they say कि जब वो जाते थे और वहाँ बैठे रहते थे for no reason at all, not showing interest in the business or any other work, she never complained. बल्कि अगर उनको लगता था कि he took some food with him for few days and he's not back in that time, she would get worried. He might need food. She'd go back और चढ़ के जाती थी. आप में से अगर कोई हिरा पे गया हो, and she was an elderly woman, और वो जाके उनको खाना दे के आती थी. ये नहीं पूछती थी आपने घर कब आना है, आप यहाँ क्यों बैठे हुए हैं. How she supported him when he came back after the first revelation. और उन्होंने अपने बच्चों की क्या तरबियत की. The boys died earlier, but the daughters, 4 of them, well brought up. She was proud of him. She was the first wife of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, first woman believer, first one to declare kalama, first one to hear revelation, first person to pray with the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and the first of the mothers of believer, first lady in everything. हम कहते हैं मैं खानदान में पहली हूँ, मुझ पे बड़ा जुल्म हुआ. आप बैठे, मैं आपको सारी दास्तान सुनाती हूँ. And that is why Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, she believed in me when no one else did. She accepted Islam when people rejected me, and she helped and comforted me when there was no one else to lend me a helping hand. We have beautiful stories. कैसे याद कर करके रोते थे उनकी डेथ के बाद. जिस ईयर में उनकी डेथ हुई उसको आमुल हुज़न कहा. शैब अबी तालिब became very difficult time for her. She never complained. We don't find a single narration where she is regretting. She was always there as a support. She took everything that happened in her life as a blessing, not oppression. And that is why we find out in this hadith that she got the glad tidings of the palace in paradise, which was made of pearl. She was faithful, she was intelligent, she was modest, she had business skills, she was a homemaker, she was supportive, she expressed her love, she was outstanding, and she was very generous. Let's look at another profile of today's time. Again, please do assess whether this person we would consider as blessed or oppressed. There is this young girl. Her parents are very religious. छोटी सी बच्ची है, उसको पता भी नहीं चला, उसके माँ बाप ने उसका रिश्ता पक्का कर दिया, जो उसकी उम्र में उससे बहुत बड़ा था. Very young, underage. शादी कर दी और वो चली गई. किसी NGO को पता चल गया और सारे मोहल्ले को पता चला और सारे शहर को पता चला और मीडिया वालों को पता चला। एंड एवरीवन पॉप्ड इन द ब्रेकिंग न्यूज, जुल्म की दास्तान, पाकिस्तान में बच्ची के साथ कितना जुल्म किया। सेंड हर टू द वेस्ट, आराम से रहेगी, पढ़ेगी, तालीम हासिल करेगी, वरना ये बच्ची तो पागल हो जाएगी। Why? Because we have Darul Aman and we have other places and we have these backward areas where we have girls like this suffering psychological trauma, पागल हो गई हैं। साइकाइट्रिस्ट बताएगा कि छोटी एज में बच्ची की शादी हो तो वो बिल्कुल जुल्म, इससे बड़ा जुल्म नहीं है। ऑप्रेस्ड। हम भी कहते हैं देखो कैसे माँ बाप है, देखो कैसा दीन पढ़ा हुआ है इन्होंने, कमाल है, इनको दीन में किसी ने बताया नहीं। बच्ची बेचारी उम्र नहीं देखी बच्ची की। बट आई हैव अ स्टोरी ऑफ हजरत आयशा रज़ियल्लाहु अन्हा। I know we have our reservations, I know we have this question, but why? Let's look at her profile. Hazrat Aisha narrates, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said to me, you have been shown to me twice in my dream. A man was carrying you in a silken cloth and said to me, this is your wife. I uncovered it and behold, it was you. I said to myself, if this dream is from Allah, He will cause it to come true. Is she crying? Is she complaining? Is she protesting? Is she saying, कितना जुल्म हुआ मेरे साथ? No. According to her own words, she took pride in 9 things. She said, अल्लाह की तरफ से मेरे लिए 9 blessings आई हैं. She said, Angel Jibreel presented me to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. I was the only wife who was not married before. When Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam passed away, he was resting in my lap. Many times angel encircled my apartment with love and respect, क्योंकि वहाँ वही आती थी. Many divine revelations came when I was with Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. I was daughter of loyal friend of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. My innocence was proved by revelation. The story of If. I was born Muslim and spent my purest years with Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And Allah promised me divine forgiveness and bounties. कोई regret नहीं. मेरे लिए सबसे सरप्राइजिंग बात इस स्टोरी में एक है. If you study Sira, the people of Makkah, the enemies of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, they were sitting there with hawk eyes. कहते थे कोई बात हमारे हाथ आए सही और हम रसूलुल्लाह सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम को उनको उनका पैगाम को डाइल्यूट करें, उनके बारे में कोई बात करें. इट इज सो सरप्राइजिंग. कभी उनको कहते थे कोई उनको लिख के देता है, कभी उनको कहते थे ये जो बात कर रहे हैं ऐसी नहीं है, कभी उनका मजाक उड़ाते थे, साहिर कहते थे. हाउ कम दे डिड नॉट मेक अप अ NGO सेइंग इन्होंने आयशा से शादी की है इन सच यंग एज. इस मौके पे अब प्रोपेगेंडा का टाइम आ गया. वी गॉट अ पॉइंट अगेंस्ट हिम. हाउ कम दे नेवर पिक्ड अप दिस पॉइंट which we are so sympathetic towards her about. हमें इतना उन पे तरस आता है. How come she didn't run to them? भाग जाती छुप के, कहती मेरे अम्मी अब्बू शादी कर रहे हैं मेरी इनसे, I don't want to marry him. She didn't. She was perfectly all right. Nobody had an issue with this. In fact, she took pride in her parents. She said, I used to be young and I used to hear Quran, Salah. I grew up seeing my parents as Muslim. She took pride in that. We are ashamed sometimes of our parents if they are very staunch in their religious practices. He called her Humaira. That was her pet nickname. Why? She was very pretty. And she had remarkable memory. And she was always learning from him. And after marriage, they had a beautiful relationship.